Hi everyone, welcome to Mixed Media Morsels, Layers of Fun. As we talked about earlier, we're going to be playing and having a great time with lots of mixed media techniques, kind of going back to basics and just having fun making a mess again. And I did get some prompts together. I thought it would be fun to pull 3 different categories. I thought maybe if we broke it down into 3 little categories, it would kind of make it simpler and maybe more fun. We'll see. So here's what I chose: add background color, glue something, and make marks. So I've got this card ready to lay my prompts on as I pull them, and what I decided to do this time is I've got some little pouches and I wrote down the prompts this time, and I'm going to shake all of these up. They're inside the little pouch. And I'm going to shake each one now and get them a little mixed up, and then I'm going to reach in without looking and we'll pull out some prompts. For this column, this particular category, I'm going to choose 1 prompt. For these 2 categories, I'm going to choose 2. So let's go ahead and get our prompts pulled, okay? I'm going to pull this little green case here, putting my hand inside. I cannot see in there. Clearly you can see I can't see anything here. So I'm just mixing them up some more. All right, and this is going to be the first one, and you don't have to do these in any order that I'm pulling them out either. So here's, well, there's 2. Hold on. Okay, the first one, help for adding background color, will be to drip. Okay, drip something, whatever you choose. Okay, the next one is going to be glue something. So we're going to pull 2 of these just to help us along in our page creation. Okay, here's the first one. Oh, rub-ons. Okay, and this is not necessarily glued on, but it's something you stick to the page is basically what I'm going for there. All right, the second one is a napkin. Okay, that's fun and very doable. Okay, so that's what the glue something category is. Now the mark making, make sure these are mixed too. Okay, mark making, we'll pull 2 as well. All right, here we go. Well, I dropped it. Okay, splatter. Okay, we'll splatter something. And this is so exciting, you guys. I'm going to have so much fun. I hope you do too. Oh, and colored pencils. Okay, so these are our prompts for this month, for January's page. I'm going to leave this for like a title page, and I'm going to open this to the first spread. And because we're, making messes, I'm going to go ahead and put a piece of, this is just deli paper that I'm going to put in here to protect the pages around. Okay. I want this to be such a fun experience. I believe that it will be. And I'm looking forward to getting started. Okay. So I've gathered up a few things. I found a pretty napkin with pretty colors. Of course, I'm going to tear it up and collage bits of it onto my pages. I'm also going to use some book text. Some has numbers, some has letters, some has a little bit of paint on the back side. This is also part of some kind of junk mail letter or something, but it had pretty pattern on it, so I thought I might use some of that and maybe some of this graph paper scraps that I had on hand. So I'm just going to start tearing and sticking down some things, and once I get that done, I'll come back and we'll figure out what we're going to do next. I'm gonna go ahead and trim these pages. Now, the pages in these little notebooks that came with the kit and came in the journals, they're not really intended for mixed media stuff, but I knew that they would be okay because we would be collaging and kind of thickening up the pages anyway. So I'm not letting a little bit of wrinkling in the page and buckling and stuff bother me. I think it's all part of the mixed media fun, and I'm just kind of going with it. So I hope you guys are all okay with that, and if you've never been okay with that, this will give you an opportunity to kind of see that it works out okay, you know, and it's not an extreme disappointment. Once you get to the end of the page, you'll be so happy with it you won't care about a little bit of buckling. So that's my hope anyway. So it's looking pretty good. It's just a mishmash, obviously. I wanted to put down some of those papers before I put the napkin down because I really love to see the lines and the text and the numbers and stuff underneath, you know, through the napkin. I love that, and I know a lot of us do because it's just really cool to be able to see that. Right away you have such dimension and stuff, and it's just, you know, one or two layers. You can call this 2 layers if you want, papers first then napkins, and you just get so much dimension, and it's just so cool. So that's why I did that first. Plus I like to put down a little bit of, you know, collage some papers down first when I'm starting something, because it gives you a place to work from. This napkin is giving me a whole color palette to work with. It's you know, keeps you from going, oh no, what color do I use, or, you know, what am I going to do now? I can look at this and go, ooh, I might want to pull out yellows, I might want to pull out purples or reds. So I just think that is a fun way to get started when you're doing a mixed media project. All right, I'm going to put this back in because I know I'm going to be doing some dripping of some kind. Let me pull this back down. I moved it out of the way of the heat tool so it wouldn't blow everything all over the place. You know, I don't intend for you guys to feel like you have to use the things that are on the prompts that I pull. I think it's fun if you can. I think it's a good way to motivate yourself to use some things that maybe you wouldn't have chosen otherwise. I totally understand if you don't have something. Let's say you don't have rub-ons. So in that case, you know, put some stickers down or stamp something in the background if you want to. It's just great to be able to sometimes use things that you wouldn't have chosen necessarily. And then having something randomly chosen for you, it kind of makes you sometimes step out of your comfort zone. And these kind of little projects are great for helping us step outside of our comfort zone. So I'm like, yeah, let's do it. You know, let's play. I had no idea what was going to be pulled either. I mean, it's all a random thing for me too. So I'm sitting here going, okay, I've glued these papers down. Now what am I going to do? But fortunately, I've got other things in front of me telling me, okay, you can put some rub-ons on. You can drip some paint or some ink or some watercolor, whatever, you know, and it's kind of guiding me and directing me. I do have a sheet of rub-ons here that has just a couple of things left on it that I am going to use up to get just one more thing out of my stash. I love that. Being able to use something up. I'm going to use my bone folder. I don't know if it's actually going to work, but I'm going to try it. I'm just going to put this little strip right over here. Let's see if this will press it well enough to stick to my page. These are some very old, and I mean, you know, probably near 10 years old rub-ons from Christy Tomlinson. And so I love them, and I even still have more, but this sheet is about used, so I want to go ahead and finish it up. Oh, look at there, it worked beautifully. Love it. All right, and then there's a few more little lines and things here and there. I'm just going to go ahead and use those in a really random sort of way. You know, there's nothing There's nothing special about this. This is just putting little marks and things down on my page. That's it. I don't even know if that's a rub-on or just a mark. If there's something here, I want to use it though. Yep, that was there. Let's see if we can get this one off. Nope, it just doesn't want to come off. Okay. And there's one more little line here. Here we go. I've got some other little bits and pieces that I pulled out, rub-ons. These are just some partial things that were cut away and not used, so I thought, well, maybe I'll use some of those. This one is not a cutaway thing. These are just actual little motifs, little floral motifs. I'm not putting down these like this as a whole. I'm going to use little bits and pieces of it and just scatter some little marks all over. That's what I'm doing. I'm basically doing some mark making with the rub-ons. Whoops, can't get it to stay still. Let's see if we can do that again. All right, I've got a little bit of blue paint and some water here. I want to see if I can get this mixed up, or thinned out, I should say, so I can drip it. Okay. So this is almost like splatters, only I'm thinking maybe these will be different. Maybe they'll be bigger. And I may not leave it. I may drip it and decide, I don't really care for that, and I might just paint it out. But as long as I drip it, I figure I'm meeting the prompt. I am taking advantage of the prompt. And because, you know, I don't know, I may love it when it drips on there. Okay, let's see what happens. Especially like that one, it splattered everywhere. All right, well, I think that's pretty cool. I might still thin it out some more with some water and spread it out a little bit, but I think that was fun. Fun to drip. Okay, see, and that's just something I don't necessarily do all the time, but it's fun. I was missing out, you know. All right, so what I think I will do is I'm just going to rinse my brush here a little bit, get it wet, and I think I'm going to just spread some of this around. Oh, it's cool that rub-ons act kind of like a resist. That's kind of neat. I need to be careful and not necessarily paint this watery paint over the napkin, because I didn't seal it down. I just used a glue stick underneath. So I don't want it to tear up is what I'm getting at. So I'm going to try to be careful not to saturate the napkin, but the rest of it can have a little blue background. I think that's fine. The pages in this book have a little bit of a purple cast to it. You can tell where the white paper goes down. You can see that that has a little bit of a purple cast to it anyway. But this blue looks really good right on top of it, so I'm happy with that. And look, when I paint over that and spread it out, it leaves where the drip was. So that's kind of fun. Or at least it is in this case, in that case. Yep, that one's doing it too. So that's kind of fun. I love it. And look how the napkin just looks like little blobs of color. It doesn't really look like flower images anymore. It just looks like little blobs of paint. I love that. That is really fun. I can maybe lift up some little bits here and there. Some of these wider areas are where there was glue on the page and it's kind of resisting the paint, so that's kind of an interesting effect all on its own. All right, I'm loving that. How fun. Very, very fun. All right, let me get this dry. All right, so I have my Prismacolor colored pencils here. Let's use, I've got a few other pencils in here. I need to move them out so I can see what I'm doing here. Here's a pretty ultramarine. Might end up looking kind of purple. Let's see. Ooh, that's pretty. So we'll make some little tick marks just for fun. Doesn't mean anything at all. Doesn't matter what it looks like, how random it is. The more random, the better. So I'm definitely liking that. Let's see, we'll do some more up here. You see, I'm just scribbling and playing. So this is yet another layer of fun going down on our page. Like, it just doesn't get any better than this, you guys. It's just so fun to relax and just play, not caring what it looks like, just doing it, knowing that in the end it is going to look really cool, you know. So I have so much fun playing like this, and I want you guys to experience the same thing, and I know many of you have. So you all told me how much you were looking forward to this fun playtime, so here we go. We're having some fun now. Okay, all right, I love that. Yay! All right, let me move these over out of the way because I need to splatter for sure, but before I do that, because it's going to be wet again, I want to put a few more of those rub-ons on again. I think I want to use up at least this sheet. I want to use it up. So let me see if I can put a little bit more of this down. See how it's just so cool just to use little bits and pieces. You don't even have to put the whole picture that the rub-on was. You just play and just stick any old thing down. That's what mixed media is all about. All right, love it. Very fun. That black just kind of helps to make all those colors pop. Very fun. All right, so now we need to do some splattering, and I'm not sure what color I want to use. I think maybe just some white would be fun. put this back in place, and I'm going to move this for sure. And just set that aside. We've covered everything now, so I can move that. And I think I'm going to open this up even bigger so that my crazy splatters won't make a big mess. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. Move this. You know, normally I would use like paint or something like that, but I've got a few Posca pens here that have run out or are about to run out, and sometimes all they're good for is, you know, splattering. So I'm gonna see if I can use them for that. You know, I'm pressing it down over here on the side, and it kind of floods a little when it gets to the end of its life. So I'm going to see if I can get a few splatters. Excellent. Hey, I think I kept most of the splattering on the deli paper. Yay! All right, so I'm going to lift it up and show you guys how cool those white splatters look. Isn't that fun? Okay, so let me dry that, and then I'm going to decide if I want to put anything else on this page. Sometimes, you know, we'll make a mixed media page and we just want to leave it the way it is. It doesn't like need a focal point. It doesn't need any words or anything like that, and that's perfectly fine. You can leave it in any way that you feel it's finished. And then there's times when you think, I still got room at the top. I could put some stuff on the top layer if I want to, and just keep playing. And I feel like there are enough empty spots that I could put something else here and feel like it's more finished for me. Okay, I think I'm going to use a couple of words from this Tim Holtz Big Chat sticker book. And I'm going to just say making magic, because, you know, to me this is like magical, the way you can just put down layer after layer after layer, and it just turns into something so fun and so exciting and so magical. Like, it, to me, it is magical to be able to do this. I just love it. Okay. And part of me wants to, you know how I am about my leaves and things, part of me wants to make a little doodle over here of a little leafy branch. I've got a Sharpie marker here. I think I'm going to use that. You know, I love these wrinkly pages. To me, that makes it whimsical. Just, yeah, I just love it. And also, another thing to keep in mind is that when we add things on the next pages, it's probably going to flatten it out a little bit more because we'll be gluing more things down. So, you know, it's some of all of it. But I just want to make a little branch, and I'm gonna do this kind of loosely. I'm holding the pen way up at the top, and being loose is a fun part of mixed media art. It's the less than perfect aspect of it all. So that just adds to the whimsy and the fun of it to me and to most people who do this sort of thing. So I'm just gonna make some little leaves. But that's just fun. That's just fun. Having a little doodle there. I love it. And then I'm going to thicken my branch a little bit. Now, another fun thing is if you do decide you want to make a doodle or something like this on your page, another fun thing is to come back in with paint on a brush or your finger or a Posca marker. I think I want to, as my last little bit of play, I'm going to also scribble around these just because. Very loosely and scribbly. Okay, I also want to paint in those little leaves with a brush. That little brush might work. Okay, let me get my paint. Oh, I actually have it here. Look at me. Look at me go. Ooh, probably took too much. That might be just about right. So I'm going to use up that paint, that blue paint too, by the way, you guys. Don't even worry about that. So this is also just fun and loose. And, whoops, too much paint. And sort of scribbly. And if you paint over your lines like I did here on the top one, you can go back over it when you're dry, when it's all dry. But look how fun, just having the little leafy branch coming up. So simple. And yet it adds just one more playful thing on the page. It's fun to have different thicknesses of ink when you're using inks. And I can come over here and do a little one over here in a thinner line. And that's kind of fun too. And I may not paint this one in at all, just leave it like it is. It's just fun. So much fun. So I feel like now my page is more complete and I'm very happy with it. I just had so much fun. I totally loved it. So I hope you guys have fun with your page. I know I always say that, but I truly do. I hope you have so much fun like I just had. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what all of you do in our Mixed Media Morsels Facebook group. So we'll just title these, you know, Layers of Fun January, and then we'll go forth every month and say Layers of Fun February, Layers of Fun March, and so on. But yeah, this is totally fun, and I'm so looking forward to next month already. So I will have a photo at the end that will show what it looks like finished, and after this dries, you know, and I've gone back around my little leaves again. But how fun! I'm just thrilled. So have fun, everybody. Have layers of fun, okay? And we'll talk to you again soon in the next video. Bye-bye.